So in this video, we're going to go through the best tricep exercise for me. I tried plenty of tricep exercises. Michael showed me this one a few weeks ago. I've never felt a pump in my triceps as much with this exercise.
Okay, I've got a challenge for you guys. So if you've been watching these videos so far, we've been mapping out on the video where all these muscles attach. If we fist in that direction. So we're looking at this tricep, and we've got the tricep, and we've got a bunch of muscles that are involved in there. I want you guys to figure out where they attach, and I want you to put them into the comments. So we've got function around the shoulder, and we've got function around the elbow, and today we're going to look at the function around the elbow. So what we know is that all of these muscles come down and they attach onto this olecranon. So we're going to look at this as a single joint exercise. We're going to forget about these today. The other thing that I want to look at is we've got this line of force that's coming from the cable, and you can see how wide this cable machine is. So if you was to grab hold of these grips, do it with the left hand on here for me and then right hand on there. We've got, and bring your arms down into that kind of start position. We've got a line of force that's pulling out there. So what's keeping his arm from pulling out? It starts to recruit this chest, and it starts to recruit this lat, and a bunch of internal rotators around that shoulder. And what I want to do is make this to be a tricep exercise. I don't want his shoulders to have to resist this thing that's effectively trying to do there. So what we want to do, if we switch these handles over and get back down into that position. Now we've got the same issue. We've got the cable that's coming in that direction that's going to be pulling him in this direction. Now the key thing is when we start to have a look at how much external and internal rotation, if you look at my external rotation, I've only got about 20 degrees. And so in terms of where we can put this, I've got all of this internal rotation. And as we're looking at the effect around the elbow, we can afford to internally rotate. So we can bring his arms together. Now if you take a little step back for us, and we'll start to bring this a little bit more in line, a little bit more for us. Now what we're trying to do is get his forearm and angle it towards that cable. So we've got this internal rotation. Now when he comes down, because we're treating this as a hinge joint, when he comes down, this hand should be wider than his body. And then slowly back up again. So for you guys that are looking and all you can see is the back, what we're actually aiming for is he's starting in this narrow position and he's going out like that. So we're trying to remove, there's still going to be a challenge around here because he's still got to stabilize, but we're trying to minimize the challenge here and maximize the challenge here. Now the thing that I want you to do as well, if you come and have a look at and see where this cable is in relation to his elbow. So on those other videos we've talked about this moment arm, if he brings this down, stop there. At this position, and maybe go up a few degrees, at this position is the biggest challenge. So we can see we've got an axis, and that's the shortest distance between the line of force and the axis. Now if he goes down into that fully shortened position, this cable gets closer to the elbow, which means the resistance drops off, it gets lighter, where he gets weaker. So now we've got an exercise that's, let's go up. It's a little lighter, and as he comes down, it gets a little heavier, and then it drops off, which matches the strength profile for these guys. So he's done a warm-up set, we've figured out the position, his hands are kind of touching actually right now, and as he comes down, his arms are going to come out wide. The resistance is in line with the axis, it's perpendicular to the axis, and then take it back up again to there, and slowly go down, and stop. And back up from there. So what do you know from the other videos? I want him to be thinking about this muscle here. So I'm going to create some focus here for him. And I want him to think, you're using this guy to extend your elbow. Squeeze this a little bit more. And just do 2 more for us. That's perfect. And take it back up. So when we're building an exercise, we need to be thinking about what's the target muscle? What do we want to be working and what do we don't want to be working? Whenever you're dealing with a force that's going through more than one joint, we want to try to minimize the effects on the joints that we don't want to challenge that much and maximize the effect on the target muscle. So for Luke, for his goal of developing the tricep, we've got this exercise. And I want you guys to play with that. But also, I definitely want you to go and figure out where do these muscles attach? And what are the functions of all of these muscles that come down here around this shoulder. And if you're interested in an upcoming video, we'll start to go more in depth with the triceps around the shoulder and around the elbow. Cool.
Thank you, Michael. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Michael, start your YouTube channel.
Sweet.